Hi, and welcome to Telly Talk. I'm Liv.
And I'm Ben.
And on this episode, you'll hear our carefully considered and not at all random thoughts on a show we like. There will be spoilers.
This podcast is for entertainment purposes only, and we're giving ourselves an age rating of 15 and above, but you're welcome to make up your own mind. Listener discretion is advised.
So this is the season finale of Welcome to Plathville.
It is. What season is it, Liv?
Damn it. 8.
Yes!
Nice.
What?
Season 8. Episode 12.
Well done!
Because I remember you saying there was 12 episodes.
This is unprecedented times. You listened to me, you remembered, you got the season
It's
number.
taken the whole season, but I have got there.
Of wildly inaccurate guesses. We're on to a round dozen, and
a round table.
And this episode is called From the Horse's Mouth.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know who the horse is, but they're talking.
Well, it's not really, is it? Because the horse's mouth would be Amber and Mariah. And
okay.
Isaac and Ethan are still speaking on their behalf.
Oh, well, you know, they are the men. Can't have the ladies talking unless it's Kim. Except for Kim. I think it should have just been who gets to be the victim, and it's everyone vying to be the victim at any given moment.
Yeah, well, there is actually sort of a theory on that, which is the Cartman drama triangle. And it's obviously a triangle, if you can visualise that. And the 3 points represent 3 different positions that people can take. One is rescuer, one is persecutor, and one is victim. And this conversation is quite the display of people moving round that triangle.
I don't remember many rescuers. I remember a lot of persecutors and a lot of victims.
Yeah. But then you could see Zac as a rescuer of Lydia and then kind of speaking for her in an attempt to rescue her.
He's speedrunning that triangle from rescuer to victim to persecutor.
Yeah, that's how people do it.
Oh.
Yeah, it's quite a well-known thing. And
so well known, I'd never heard of it.
Yeah, but in healthy relationships, you move between all the positions, and getting stuck is where the problem can be.
That does seem like a very key qualifier in healthy relationships.
Yes, healthy relationships, you either try and remove yourself from it, or you go through them very rapidly, and you don't get stuck in one position.
Was there a single healthy relationship on display in this episode?
Oh, well, that's a very nuanced question.
It is, and I've asked you it and put you on the spot.
Oh, you actually want an answer?
Yes, that's what generally happens when you ask a question.
Well, my answer was that is very nuanced and involves a lot of judgment from me, and realistically, I don't know these people.
But I
mean, Lydia's saying that her relationships are taking a lot of effort and she's exhausted by it. Yeah. But her relationship with Zac, for her, seems very healthy and very equal.
It does seem quite exhausting, though.
Between her and Zac?
Well, I mean, they're still having all of that stress, right?
Yes, but they're more experiencing it as a couple.
I guess. Us against the world, baby.
A little bit, that's what it's coming across as. And we see some of that friction between them again, where he doesn't want her to talk for him. Because the first season we met him, she did a lot of talking for him, and he got frustrated. And so she's trying not to, but she's obviously very used to trying to manage what people say, because if she doesn't and people say the wrong thing, it's bad.
Is it a bit like Robin Brown in Sister Wives knowing how to speak Cody?
Yeah.
It's sort of like, oh, well, I will interject myself in between everyone so I can translate to prevent arguments.
Yeah, I think it's a bit of that. And a lot of people would say this is born out of trauma, and it's sort of a trauma response to try and, pre-manage situations between people where it can be difficult.
Especially, because she's grown up in a family of, I'm going to say, loose cannons.
Yeah, and she knows her family very well. She also knows Zac very well.
Yeah.
And she knows they don't get on. So I think she's trying... And she's also probably a bit more media trained at this stage than Zac.
And Zac does not know when to let it go or when to read a room.
Yeah, and she knows how important those, what do you call them, talking heads can be.
Yes.
Because this is the point where it comes up. So she's probably just trying to micromanage that situation so that in a year's time, when her family watch it, there's no comeuppance.
Yeah, it felt quite interesting when we got that one bit where she's like, he's constantly misunderstood. And while he hasn't always gone about it in the best way, his heart is perfect.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, at a certain point, if a person is constantly being misunderstood, at what point is that on them?
I know. Well, communication's always a multifaceted, dynamic process, and it's a responsibility of everyone, really.
I feel like with Zac, I mean, there's a couple of aspects to it where, like, their strong religious beliefs are obviously a factor in this, but I also think that Zac might just be a bit of a messy bitch, and he might just be well nosy and gossipy and like want the tea and quite opinionated. And I'm like, I see a bit of myself in that, and I can't help myself sometimes, and he just seems to want to be involved.
Yeah, I would go a little bit deeper.
Rude.
Sorry.
What are you trying to say? That was a very deep take, Liv.
It was fine. Sure. But, I mean, he says at one point that he just wants to be one of the brothers. You're not a brother. You have married Lydia. A brother is not your position here.
A brother-in-law.
You need to know your place when coming into a group of people, especially well-established like a family, and earn that. You can't just go in as a brother. You have to earn a place as a brother, and you very much start as an outsider. And I think he's gone into this with the expectation that he will be a brother.
Yeah, and because he said, like, I've never been a brother to anyone, didn't he? And so maybe he's just vastly misjudged the situation.
Yeah, well, he does have siblings, and I suspect that what he's expecting is that same thing repeated here. But he doesn't know these people. He hasn't earned their respect, and they haven't earned his.
No.
So he's bypassing a lot of the steps that are needed.
Yeah.
And this is sort of reflected when Kim says, I know Zac likes to talk about deep conversations. You have to build that with people.
And also, that's not the Plath way.
It can be. We have seen it. But you can't go straight in.
No.
You have to have the small talk about the weather first.
Well, a fine illustration as well. Like, we've seen for what looked to be, a surprise shooing for Lydia and Zac in the round table. And that's gone on for quite a bit. And they're quite upset about it. And it's all a bit touching. It's all been left at the end of that a bit like...
It's kind of raw, isn't it?
And what does he do? He's like, I'm going to start talking immediately to Kim on the sofas about a really, really, really sensitive subject and not leave it when even I, who am very unaware, am observing going, she don't want to talk about this, Zac. It's pretty clear.
Well, this is another aspect of Zac's sort of role and communication with the family, is that he almost interrogates them. It's question after question after question. He doesn't really listen, and it's very much on his agenda of what he wants to know.
Yeah.
It's not a natural thing. It's not natural curiosity. It hasn't formed organically.
There's also no warmth in his responses. It feels like he's just like, yeah, that's good.
Because he's not listening.
No.
Because if you actually listen to people, you end up utilising the natural listening skills of reflecting and paraphrasing and clarifying and all of these things.
He's sort of treating the big talk like small talk. It's like his small talk is big talk.
Yeah.
But he doesn't treat it like big talk. But everyone else is like, oh, right, you want to know about my dead toddler son? And he's like, sure, yeah, yeah.
We're excited.
I'm like, oh, that is not a good one. That got her back up.
And the thing is, with his family and with his close friends, I'm sure that's okay. What he's forgotten is the building of the relationship and the building of the trust so that you can have those conversations. And he hasn't earned that.
Yeah, and I think that's, again, this probably speaks to, in retrospect, a lot of the issues that they had with around the wedding, because Lydia and Zac rushed into it, and there was this expectation that he would just be accepted as a brother immediately.
He expected that.
Yes, he did, and he did not get that.
No, he didn't.
No.
And Lydia was expecting that too.
Yeah. And I think there was some really interesting, deeper stuff in there. Like when Zac was hesitantly, and he sort of pulled himself back from talking about it because I think he realised he was on thin ice, and that they would be watching the season. Because he started talking about, like, I've seen Lydia just want to be seen and heard by Kim and by the family. And I've consistently seen Kim actively avoid and refuse to see or hear Lydia. And then he goes, but I probably shouldn't talk about that. I can stand up for my wife, but...
Yeah, and he moves into a bit of deeper understanding because he says, I haven't lived their lives and I don't have their context, which is correct, because what he comes into all of this with is judgment. He doesn't come into it with curiosity to understand.
That's true.
And I think if he did, he would be received very differently.
Because I found myself, like, because obviously there's this conflict around him, and let's face it, it seems to be largely around him saying, wait, Amber shouldn't be exposed to these TV shows, this alcohol, this whatever. And whatever your personal opinion on that is, I can see where from his value position, he's like, this isn't good. I don't think a minor should be exposed to all of this. But I also saw what Kim was saying, which was, it's our kid. Maybe don't take that up with them there and then. You should be coming to us with that.
Yeah, because if it's a genuine concern, you would go to the parent. Also, though, there is that layer, again, of judgment based on his opinion. So he says to us, the audience, that he knows that Amber wants to be baptized and she wants to take a deeper step into the faith. And so therefore she shouldn't be doing these things because they don't align with God's values. No, that's your interpretation of the values and the behaviours that go along with that expectation.
Yeah.
But that's not Amber's and that's not her parents. So again, if you can take out that judgment.
And of course, it's interesting because there was a lot of intermixing of issues altogether, because there's also the thing of him making comments about Mariah and her lifestyle, and then also, oh, well, we don't feel seen or accommodated when we come and do things. Also, we always have to come and do things. No one really comes to us. And it's this intermingling of all of these issues and treating them as if they're one issue, when actually those are lots of separate issues.
Part of that is because some of these things have been dealt with. So like Mariah and Zac both agree that the issues that they have already discussed and dealt with and moved on from. It's being talked about again.
Well, really, it all comes down to Isaac and Ethan and Kim don't like Zac. And so they want to knock him down a peg or two and put him in his place.
Yeah.
And these are the ammunition that they've got. And the same way that Ethan went, I'm gonna prime Tegan to be on our side. Zac is bad. And what I want him to do is shut up.
Well, that's another interesting point. If you think about that awkward sofa moment at the end where we have, who is it? Ken, Tegan and Zac. And Tegan's like, oh, he's said all this stuff, so I'm not really that interested in talking to him. And then he says, well, I've heard all of this bad stuff about Tegan, so I wanted to ask Ethan about it. Why? Like, that's not your place.
Yeah. And of course, Ethan then also says, yeah, and at the end of it, he pulled me aside and told me that he doesn't think I should be going there because she's a bitch, basically.
Yeah, but also, okay, so if Zac has heard all of this bad stuff from other people, he hasn't come to this with, I'm going to reserve judgment for myself.
No.
I'm going to meet her and I already have met her and I don't get that vibe and I'm going to treat her how I find her. He's really taken on other people's opinions.
Oh, yeah.
And then sort of altered and refined his own opinion and then enforces that.
Well, and of course, even if he just takes what people have told him on face value and forms his opinion based on his own quite strong opinions on morality.
Mm-hmm.
That's still coming to that with an agenda, right? And not being, like you said, curious or open-minded. No one here seems to be open-minded.
And I think that's the problem. So when Zac comes to conversations, he treats them as interrogations, or certainly that's how they are received. And the good intent, that true of heart that Lydia was talking about, I don't see it.
No.
I see his own agenda.
Yeah.
Of he's asking these questions because he wants specific answers so that he can then give you his opinion.
It's very literally holier than thou. You couldn't be a more definition of that. Like, we're doing it right, and anyone who's not doing it right is wrong, and we should be accommodated for it as such.
Yeah. And it's probably even harder because Lydia was brought up the same. Except her family have changed around her. And so she's found Zac and they align, but now they don't align with her family.
The interesting thing is, if Lydia had been an older child in the family, if she'd have met Zac season 1,
Yeah.
oh God, I think they'd have loved him.
Yes, I think
He
so.
would have fit in. But like, it's like they're going, now, well, you're behind the times, fella.
Yeah, we've moved on.
Oh God, you're still on that?
We all play Cards Against Humanity now.
You
That's
reckon
definitely what they're
was?
talking about.
Well,
It can't be anything else, surely.
I should, yeah. I don't remember Cards Against Humanity being that raunchy, though.
Yeah, but if you think about the questions and then the various answers.
True. Yeah.
And all the other additional sets that you can buy that God knows what says what it says in those.
Oh, I mean, Mariah would own some expansion packs.
Yeah.
Oh, I just want to play that game now.
Sorry.
Nice.
I don't like that game. I never win.
No, you're
I go
too...
for the fun answers and everyone else goes for the most awful answers.
Yeah, but those are the most fun.
No, I don't agree.
You're not a
When I play with my friends, it's much more fun and light-hearted. When I play with your friends, I don't like it.
You are Zac and Lydia and a party pimp. Boring.
But to be fair, right, so let's have a talk about this, shall we?
Okay.
This accommodating thing. So they're invited as guests. They say they go along with a lot, but they would like to be thought of in moments. And the other side says you're a guest, so you're gracious and you deal with what you get, right?
That's interesting because like Ethan's pushback on all that is that on the host or the guest?
It's a good question.
And I'm like, what the response from Zac should have been, well, I think it's on the host. Because that's clearly what he thinks.
But that was a really good question and they didn't go any further. Or we certainly didn't see any more.
No. There were a few quite good... There were constructive moments.
Well, hang on, what do you think?
I think it's a bit of both. Like, if I was inviting Lydia and Zac inexplicably to a soiree...
Firstly, it's now called a soiree.
A soiree at our maison. I think I probably would instinctively go, do you know what? Let's keep the Cards Against Humanity in the cupboard. Let's not do that. That seems like something that would not be to their taste.
Yeah.
And I want them to be comfortable. And let's face it, they wouldn't be that fun to play with. Because you wouldn't play for very long.
Yeah.
But also, as a guest, I probably wouldn't get that pissy if someone tried to play a game I wasn't into. Zac says, like, we never have... Like, he gets into those absolutes... Which is where, again, this communication, it starts to get a bit messy because sometimes he's saying, oh, you know, we go along with most things and sometimes we like to be accommodated. But then he's also at the same time going, we're never accommodated and it's always stuff that we're not interested, that we don't want to do. And I'm like, that again, the terminology there is interesting because is it stuff you don't want to do or is it stuff that you have a moral objection to?
Yeah, but then that line gets blurry.
Yeah, well, this is what I mean, though.
So it doesn't really matter, is my point.
I suppose there is a bit of there is a fundamental difference. If they're saying, like, there's a lot of stuff that we're offended by versus I just don't want to do that.
Is there, though? Like, realistically, if you are only offering something that people don't like, that becomes offensive.
No, I suppose so, yeah. And of course, it then gets intermixed with this. No one ever comes to us. We always have to make the effort to go.
There's a trouble with the always and never, those
Yeah.
absolutes, is that the instant thing that happens to the other person is they try and find those instances where you are wrong.
Yeah. Because like the first thing Kim said is like, "Oh, well, I came over that time."
Yeah, I brought you a cheesecake.
Yeah, you like cheesecake.
So
I made you a
instead
cheesecake.
of listening to the point or the
Yeah.
feeling that's underneath the point, she's just trying to go, well, that's not right. This. But that's a natural thing.
Yeah, yeah.
And that's the problem with using those absolutes. So it becomes a bit derailed, I think, in there. I would like to see a bit of both. And I suspect that the truth is closer to they weren't really catered for.
No, I agree
Because
entirely.
Mariah, I mean, she's lovely. She's so lovely. But she's probably not thinking about the whole context.
And of course, from Mariah's perspective, she wanted to show off her new life, and also she probably is of the opinion that the stuff that they were doing is fine for Amber to be involved. It seemed like Kim and Barry weren't fussed.
It's not just Amber, though, is it?
Well, yeah.
I really feel like Amber is sort of an excuse at this point.
Well, yeah.
It's because Zac and Lydia feel uncomfortable, which is okay, but own it.
But then also, that's probably why no one wants to come to you. Because it sounds like your house is lame. You don't have cards against humanity. You've probably got cards for God or whatever. Do you know?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. Like,
Uno.
no, that'd be too competitive.
Too competitive. No, we've heard that Lydia is very competitive.
I'm sure she's competitive, but I'm sure Zac would find something wrong with it. Something morally like the character of someone that would play Uno would be.
I've never played Uno.
You would not like it. It's all about making people pick up cards by dropping like +2s, +4s, and Uno reverse cards and stuff. It's very competitive. You don't like Ludo.
What's Ludo?
Or frustration.
Frustration, yeah.
Because that's too competitive.
I don't like, why would you do that to people?
Not a fan of Monopoly?
Monopoly's fine, but I always go bankrupt. I don't know what happens. Wow. I like buying hotels on Mayfair.
You don't like... So you're not the sort of person that would gloat if someone landed on your hotel?
Oh, I love doing that.
Right, okay, so you like it when people... Right, okay. You're so inconsistent.
Right, so the problem is, I like those dark blues.
Yeah, Mayfair and Park Lane.
Yeah. And so if someone else gets them, I try and buy them off them for any price. And then I end up going bankrupt. But I'm like, well, people will land on it by the time I have to pay anything, so it'll be all right. Bit of gambling going on there, I think.
Please never run our finances. Right, okay. Well, we've taken a bit of a detour. One thing I can't let pass while we're talking about the whole like shooing at the round table is Kim's assertion, like to really qualify. It's like I don't want that. This is not about picking on any one person. I'm like as they're picking on Zac. This is actually about going, Zac, you're a dick.
Also, like by saying it, even if they weren't quite thinking it before, they're definitely thinking it now.
Methinks she doth protest too much. Because I'm like, yeah, but it is exactly what you're doing.
Yeah. It's very one-sided, isn't it?
Yeah, I didn't enjoy it much. But then Zac and Barry have a debrief at the chicken coop.
I quite liked this.
I don't think... It was a nothing burger of nothing.
Yeah, but isn't that how actually most conversations go? This is what Zac needs to practice.
Okay, yeah. Okay, he needs to talk like vacuous nonsense with Barry.
It's not vacuous.
The main
nonsense.
point Barry wanted to get across was that he wasn't in on the arrangement. He had no idea.
No, so this is a lot of opinion coming from you.
Yes, yes, it is. It's 50% my podcast. I'm here to venture my opinion. I think Barry was doing slopey shoulders and going, "Not my fault, mate." What was up with that, eh? What did you take away from this conversation, Liv?
I liked that Zac went to him.
Because he's the only member of the Plath family that's nice to him.
Lydia.
Well, yeah, but you don't go to... He was already with his wife.
Anyway, so he makes a point of going over there because he clearly needs support. So this is him reaching out, which is something that people don't do to him.
No.
Because he goes to them.
Yeah.
So he reaches out to Barry for support, and Barry doesn't come with any judgment. He does say, yeah, I didn't know that was going to happen. It was a surprise to me too. And Zac says, yeah, something. And Barry's like, you're giving your inputs to people that don't want to be inputting them.
Yep.
And he kind of summarises the whole roundtable discussion. And Zac's like, yeah. And then that's it.
Quality tally.
But it's what Zac needed.
I was admiring their chicken coop. Because it was I was trying to work out what it was. Like, was that big red metal circle that they put chicken wire around, do you think that was a specific thing for a chicken coop, or have they co-opted like part of an old climbing frame or something?
I don't know what you mean.
The chicken coop. It
I know the chicken
It was a
coop.
big red metal frame that they then wrapped chicken wire around. So I couldn't work out whether it was
the whole coop.
Yeah.
I don't think it was round.
It was round.
I thought it was oblong.
Okay, I'll be honest with you, I was hoping to discuss more the formation of it. I wasn't expecting us to get stuck on the particular idiosyncrasies of the shape.
Also, given how much land they have, this is a very small coop. The birds can't even fly. It needs more height.
Yeah, but what they want is eggs. They don't want to have to roam for them.
Height, they wouldn't have to roam. The bird's not going to lay the egg in mid-air.
Well, you don't want to find out whether they will or not if you're underneath them.
Lordy.
Just saying. Yes, it didn't seem like the most ample space for them, but there you go.
And we had quite a few, I'm guessing, drone shots of the whole farm. Maybe that was just to highlight how small this chicken coop
Unless it was a trained chicken that was flying around.
What if it's a metaphor?
For
how their children have grown up. So they have all this space, but actually they're very narrow.
Kim and Barry are living off of their outputs, i.e. the TV shows, which are the eggs in this.
And their chores.
Yeah.
And things like that.
Yeah, and now they're getting angry at a new chicken that's come in and trying to take away one of the more well-behaved chickens.
I think they're just showing us the wider scope of life, i.e. the farm, compared to the coop.
Something, pecking order, something.
Could be that.
Yeah. So, one thing I did observe something that I think you might just be like, yeah, well, obviously, Ben. But, we've mentioned in passing that after all of that, Zac sits opposite Kim on the sofas while Kim's opening like 2 or 3 days worth of post.
Well, he sits adjacent to her.
Well, whatever.
It's very different.
Okay.
Go on.
You couldn't just let me have it, could you? Nope. I think part of the reason why he just talks, and it's in conjunction with he doesn't have a small talk game, he just has big talk. But it's coupled with, and I'm bad for this, he doesn't like silence. He fills silence. Because we saw it immediately, like him was just like, I'm going to open this mail and I'm going to ignore that dickhead over there. And it was silent, and maybe they cut it to look like that. And maybe there's an inherent pressure to fill that silence because there's TV cameras there or whatever. But I saw that and I went, that's me. If there's a silence, I got to fill it.
Yeah. It's another well-known communication technique, isn't it? If one person is silent, it kind of forces the other person to fill it.
Yeah, I don't think it's Kim using it as a technique, though. I think she genuinely didn't want to talk to him. It's not like she was deliberately goading him into talking. I don't think. Maybe she is. Maybe she's just like, see, I'm going to make him dig his own grave.
But if you know, like you do now, that you don't have to fill silences and they can be, a technique to encourage more talking, does that change how you feel about silences?
No, because they're still agonising. I still feel the very fibre of my being shouting, fill that silence, it's bad!
Why?
I don't know.
What's bad about it?
Because tension, and I might be in trouble. I don't know, it doesn't make any sense, but yeah.
Wow, that's so interesting.
If there's silence, the conversation's not going well, I best fill it.
Wow, there's a lot going on
I
there.
feel like I'm being therapized because I feel like I'm on the edge of like going like, oh, it's something to do with I might get shouted at or I'm in trouble. Ah, deep insecurities. Like,
How fascinating.
This isn't about me. This is about the Plaths. Speaking of uncomfortable chats, the Joshua chat. Although that went a lot better than I was expecting it.
I was apprehensive when Kim said that she had a present just for the younger kids that never got to meet him.
I was like,
oh
what's
no,
this?
how's this going to go down for the rest of them?
Yeah. I was like, what is she going to pull out of this bag? It's weird. I was like, yeah. But then it was a nice thing of the little rubber ducks.
It was nice, but it's also safe. Because I'm sure they already know about the duck thing because, as Barry points out, they take ducks to his grave.
Yeah.
So I'm sure this isn't a new story.
No.
This is a safe story for Kim. So then she's pushing her boundaries by talking about it, but also staying very close to a lane that she's trodden before.
It also showed that Lydia's threshold for what she needed was very, very low. She basically wanted her mum to go, so Joshua's the thing. That was it. But that does illustrate her point, or sort of reinforce her point of going, we just didn't. No one talked about it. We kind of weren't allowed. Because she's so satisfied that just, look, we've all sat and we've kind of acknowledged his existence.
Yeah.
And of course, at no point really in this did Kim, even in her talking head, go, I can see why my not willing to be able to talk about it affected Lydia. And I can see why that might have caused her to talk in public about it. She still went with, that wasn't the right thing to do, it was wrong, but now I can talk about it.
It's interesting too how Kim has said, well, I've always been willing to talk about him. They could ask me any time and it would be uncomfortable, but I'd do it. And then following this discussion as a family, she says, I wasn't able to talk about it before.
Yeah.
Okay, well, which is it then?
Yeah, I know. It's that double, that the Plath double speak, and particularly with Kim, she'll say one thing to one person, one thing to another person, another thing to us.
And it's that difference between maybe her intention and the reality of the situation for everyone else.
That's true. She might well thoroughly believe that in the moment, like when she's talking about it, like, oh yeah, I have been able to talk about it. And if anyone had chosen to talk to me about it, I would have.
There's also a difference, isn't there? So if we could say, okay, let's say Lydia went to Kim and said, I've been thinking about Joshua a lot recently. Kim could have gone, yeah, I think about him all the time. It's really sad. End.
And that's probably what she needed.
She could have said, yeah, I think about him too. And then allowed more conversation. There's a difference between receiving that openly and closing it down. And I'm wondering if there's been a lot of closing it down.
Yeah, and you also don't know, like, if there's a subject that brings a pall down over, or like sends someone into a really bad mood where if you mention it and things like that, there's that subliminal stuff that teaches you to just not bring it up.
Yeah, because that's not safe.
No, exactly. And you can't help but feel like there's that as well. So, but, you know.
I would hope that from this they can just talk about him more freely and not feel that they can't. And I worry that because this has been such a big thing, that now it might always feel like it has to be a big thing.
Yeah, it's like, or in classic Plath fashion, as we've seen with so many things, they'll be like, done that, all solved, let's never speak of it again. And it's sort of like back to the old way.
Yeah.
I was sort of slightly surprised, / it made me a little bit, I don't know, uncomfortable or skeptical as the authenticity of it from Kim's point of view, that they were like, let's get this on film for entertainment.
Well, I mean, that's fair because that's exactly what Kim said, right? Like, it was about what Lydia said to a podcast. But it comes down to the same thing of what's private and what's okay to be public. They obviously agreed as a family that this was okay.
Yeah, fair enough. It's such a thorny area isn't it?
It is. And there is also an element of this family, certainly the adults, chose to share their life online and publicly. And we can see, because we often forget about Hosanna, who, as an adult, made the decision to have nothing to do with the show.
And now Micah, who seems to have taken a significant step back eventually.
Yeah, he was there right at the beginning of this season and we haven't seen him since.
He literally popped in for a quick cup of coffee.
No, he stayed for the round table.
Are you sure he was there?
I'm pretty
for that
sure
one?
he was there, yeah.
And he was like, I don't want to do this.
I'm
again.
not doing this anymore.
Like,
I am out of here.
He pieced out even further than Mariah, who just decided to be in a different room.
Again, though, this episode, it was so lovely to see her.
I know, and she seems so happy.
She's so refreshing.
Even when she's talking about Zac and the uncomfortable stuff with that, and she's like, oh, I've got used to being judged over the years. I'll just judge you back.
Yeah. You can really see her growth as a person and just how comfortable with herself she is.
Yeah, I'm kind of hoping that Micah has a similar growth with his distance from the show and presumably a bit from the family. Hopefully he hasn't found another Veronica.
Well, okay. I'm going to say there's problems on both sides with that.
Oh, yeah, yeah. But that was not a healthy situation for either of them.
No, it wasn't.
No. So the final thing was the surprise party that I think we all forgot about.
Yeah.
And in an auspicious harbinger, the heavens opened and Kim had to pivot from an outside party to, oh God, we've got 10 minutes to do it all indoors.
I think they did really well.
Yeah.
We're very used to that in this country. Don't even really plan things for outside.
No, we don't do things outdoors.
We best not. We'll do that in the living room.
Like eating al fresco is a very foreign concept in this country.
Yes, it is very spontaneous.
Yeah.
Like today we're going to be outside.
Yeah, and even then you go, well, it looks like it's going to be sunny today, but until we're actually at that time, we can't be sure.
And now it's too hot.
Yeah, too hot. Yeah.
So go back inside.
Britishness.
But I thought the party was quite nice. We didn't see that much of it, but Zac and Lydia felt appreciated.
Did you enjoy the anniversary song that everyone sung?
I didn't. No, I found it very difficult to listen to. I don't really know
Happy anniversary to you. Do 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 do. I'm like, and many more.
There's a thing, isn't there, where the happy birthday song is copyrighted, and so you can't actually sing the traditional happy birthday
on the telly.
On telly and stuff. Yeah, so I'm guessing because they changed the words, they could do it.
Yeah, I guess. Either that or it was an expensive round.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, to be fair, if you had to say to me, sing an anniversary, congratulations on your anniversary song, I got nothing, so maybe I think they did the best with what they could.
It's kind of a welcome into the room, isn't it? Because they were sort of lured upstairs for a bit. And what do you do? Because they didn't all turn the lights off and go, surprise!
Can I insist now, every time I enter a room, you sing the Welcome to the Room song for me?
Sure.
Welcome to the room.
You did get me to do that for a while. After we'd watched Bluey. And the dad was like, Bandit enters the room and is like, it's Dad. And
it's Dad.
Yeah. I remember that.
To be fair, you did not. You stuck with that even less time than I expected. But yeah, I mean, there's a lot to be said for everyone being pleased when you walk into a room.
Yeah.
There is. Yeah. It says a lot, I think, that Lydia and Zac were no suspicion that Mariah would drag them upstairs to compose a song together. And Zac's like, do you want me to come with? And they're like, yes, we need you to do it properly. And it's like, obviously, of course, silly me. Up I go. And then Mariah pisses off and they're still at it. She has to kind of come and drag them downstairs.
Yeah, there was someone else with them. Well, he wasn't there.
One of was it Amber?
I can't remember.
One of the Littleys.
Cassia, Mercy, Amber. You don't know.
Jeffrey.
Wow.
Bilbo. I don't know. Yeah, one of them. I'm surprised they weren't going to reminisce about Lydia's prayer closet. Do you remember her prayer closet?
Of course I do.
Yeah. Oh, that was creepy. In my humble opinion.
That's
Oh,
it.
no.
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 We cannot let this pass without me going, what the fuck is with that green drink they're all drinking at
Oh.
the end? What was that?
I've got no idea.
Hello, we're going to drink swamp sludge.
Oh my god.
I don't know, it's just bright green liquid.
It was iced something, I think, wasn't it? It had like a slushy kind of vibe to it.
No.
It did.
It was not slushy.
Yeah.
It was
And
just...
then a couple of them looked brown.
That... Oh, well, is that better?
I don't know. I was thinking they might have had a chocolate vibe.
Well, have you ever drunk a green drink, like that bright green?
Not that bright green. I don't think we have colourants like that.
I
here.
might have had an Alka-Pop when I was a kid, when I was a teenager.
Oh, a Blue Wicked.
Yeah, I mean, we've all had a Blue Wicked.
Yeah.
But not green. Not even like aftershocks. Apple sours were that green.
Mm.
No.
Yeah.
All I know is if it's that green, I don't want to drink it. That just seems unnatural.
Yes. Significant additives.
Despite being green, the most natural of all the colours, it just seemed horrific and probably some sort of abomination.
It's kind of like bioluminescence, wasn't it? Like that.
You're dropping the big words today.
Yeah. I haven't made it up though. You know exactly what I'm talking about.
I didn't make any of those ones up.
What's that glassware that's made with? Is it uranium?
Yeah, uranium glass.
Oh, is that what it's called?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of like that, but green instead of orange.
But the uranium glass is green most commonly.
Is it?
Yeah, sometimes it's orange, but it's most commonly luminous green. So
Wow.
your point was more right than you even realised.
Yeah, because I'm obviously focused on the rare.
Yeah. Whatever's most expensive, that'll be what you like. But that's how we end the season. And of course, we ended the season with Kim getting the last word, because that's how it goes.
Did she get the last word?
She was the last person to talk on the
What did she
entire
say?
season. Some guff about, oh yeah, it was the, it's no one's figured out parenting. But if you have figured out parenting, let me know.
Yeah.
And you had some thoughts.
I was like, oh, great. Well, that's now Zac's permission to give you all his opinions.
Well, she's full of shit, because Zac was like, I've got it figured out. Let me tell everyone about it.
Yeah.
And she's like, no.
I have been trying to
I
tell
shall
you.
arrange a shoeing.
Yeah.
But it wasn't really about what Zac had done. It was because Kim got the brunt of the first round table that Zac and Lydia arranged. And so she had to pivot that one round to be back on you. If you come at the Queen, you best make sure you land it. Because otherwise you're in trouble. Kim's old and experienced and with enough scars by her own telling. This isn't her first rodeo. You don't come at Kim and get away with it.
She has a point, though.
Is that how we're going to end this season? You go, Kim's got a point, though.
She does, though, you know.
Which particular point?
The whole she's got scars thing. Because if Zac is going around telling people how they should live their lives, I mean, he's very young, he's very inexperienced, and he's very narrow-minded. You put that all together and you're then lecturing someone significantly older than you who has been through shit.
Yeah.
Then you're in the wrong place. Like, you can't do that.
Whatever you think of Kim and Barry, like, it must be so hard not to look at Zac and go, what the fuck do you even know, you absolute little... Because, like, you're pontificating about this, that, and the other, but look what we've been through. You don't know the half of it.
Mm-hmm. And in that vein, they actually treat him with quite a lot of grace.
That's true. Also, they might just be going, look, we've been where you are, been there, done that, bought the t-shirt. Yeah. It's old news. We did that in the 80s, man.
That's kind of what Kim said a few episodes ago, isn't it? Actually. Oh dear, yeah, I am leaving this by siding with Kim. Or more, not siding with her, but agreeing with that particular point.
Wow. So after 12 episodes, you're now like, Kim was right.
Kim for the win.
Wow.
Wow. I know.
I cannot side with you on that. Right. So how would you rate this episode?
Oh, okay. I haven't actually thought about this.
Shall I give you mine? What you think?
Go on then.
I'm going to give this a solid 4 times that I will assert that this isn't intended to pick on anyone, but it definitely is. out of 7.
That is lower than I expected.
I enjoyed it, but it comes with all that baggage of me going, I called this right at the beginning, and it leaves a bad taste in my mouth. And again, like I said, everyone was jockeying to be the victim, and it felt like no one was right. Which I suspect is kind of like a microcosm of the Plath family's problems. So it's a bit unsatisfying in that sense.
Oh.
Sorry, I probably should have said something funnier.
You brought me down a little bit.
Oh.
Yeah, because...
You're welcome, honey.
You have a good point.
And that makes you sad.
Well, because I was leaning towards a sort of 9 out of 10 score.
I like people's misfortune.
No, I just thought there was quite a lot there that made me think, which I enjoy. I enjoy sort of thinking more deeply about Zac and why he's struggling to settle in and all of that. And I've enjoyed talking about it as well. It feels more serious, I think.
Yeah.
For a finale, you often want something a bit more light touch.
And it's interesting because that's probably partly the reason why I was like, because I was like, it's not as fun, it's not as knockabout, it's not Barry being weird on a fake date and stuff.
Okay, I'm going to stick with 9 out of 10, but I appreciate your 4 out of 7, and I'm not going to be as horrified by it as I first was.
How very gracious of you.
You are
thanks.
welcome.
You are the bigger person. So we're at the end of the season.
We are.
That was season 8 of Welcome to Plathville. What would you rate the season as a whole?
Oh, 10 out of 10.
10 out of 10.
Yeah, I really enjoyed
Perfection.
it. Yeah. There was a bit of everything. There was a bit of frustration, a bit of lightheartedness, stuff to look forward to.
Bigfoot.
Yeah. And I felt like there was some real meaty stuff in there. Or at least the beginnings of it. And I just really like that. So yeah, 10 out of 10 for me. What about you?
I'm going to give it 6 annoyingly victorious Kims out of 7. Knocking a point off of how victorious Kim was in the end.
Okay, well, fair.
Yeah, I feel like it might actually also be that annoyingly it did make me go, yeah, Kim might actually be right in certain things. Maybe she's not completely wrong all the time. And so I'm removing that point out of spite at my humbling. I can be petty. But I enjoyed it. I think if there's another season, which I presume there will be, we'll watch that, won't we?
Yeah, I don't see why there wouldn't be.
Yeah.
The Zac and Lydia thing will be interesting because, as we've said before, they have moved state.
Yes, it turns out the solution to it, because they get to the end and go, well, where do we go from here? Because we're a bit like confused. And Lydia goes like, well, I think I'm just tired of putting effort into the relationships now. We'll just figure it out.
See who comes through.
Turns out the solution is to fuck off to Colorado.
Yeah.
Laters. Well, it worked for Mariah. Let's do that.
Yeah, and there is something maybe in being a bit further away if you want people to visit, because now they're a holiday destination. They're not just slightly out of the way on a detour to somewhere else.
They're like, Mariah lives in a different state and everyone goes to her to visit.
Yeah.
So I don't really know much about America, but I'm going to assume that Colorado has no booze and they've banned Cards Against Humanity.
I met someone from Colorado once who commented that everything here was so green. So I'm thinking desert.
So it's probably a bit like Utah.
Maybe.
Isn't Colorado where the Grand Canyon is? And that is famously brownie orange.
Yeah. And isn't that near Nevada?
Are you confusing it with Niagara?
No.
Where the falls are?
No.
I don't.
I'm thinking it's near Vegas.
Foreigners don't know anything about American geography, but will have some wild guesses.
Just keep talking about it. No, I'm pretty sure that if you go to Vegas, you can go on a day trip.
Oh, yeah, sure. Okay. We're going to say that's correct. I've heard that if you go to London, you can also go to Scotland.
Yeah.
On a day trip.
6.5 hours on a train.
By American standards, Scotland and London are next to each other.
That's very true.
And on that baffling note, that's all, folks.
Thank you so much for listening. We will see you next time. Bye.
Toodles!